Hello everybody, I am the airplane expert Hideki. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'd like to review an airplane with a huge die-cast model. I would like to introduce Convair F-106A Delta Dart. The Convair F-106 Delta Dart was the primary all-weather interceptor aircraft of the United States Air Force (USAF) from the 1960s through to the 1980s. Designed as the so-called Ultimate Interceptor, it proved to be the last dedicated interceptor in US Air Force service to date. During the Cold War, which began shortly after the end of World War II, the USAF was highly automated to prove a new era of air defense systems to protect the continental United States from the formation of Soviet bomber aircrafts. First, the USAF presented 18 electronic equipment manufacturers with proposals to develop an electronic control system (ECS) for fighters and selected Hughes Aircraft's MX-1179 system for the submitted proposals. At the same time, 19 aircraft manufacturers were presented with requests for the development of interceptors operated by the Ground Automatic Air Defense Control System. The 6 companies submitted 9 development proposals. Finally, in October 1950, Convair's YF-102 plan was adopted. The YF-102 would be formalized as the F-102 Delta Dagger based on the quick-ready plan to construct mass-produced machine from the beginning. However, it was also found that the trouble occurred in the development stage, and the plan was significantly delayed, and the requirement performance could not be obtained. Therefore, the USAF decided to manufacture the F-102A as a bridge until the development of a fully automatic air defense fighter, and they decided to develop F-102B based on F-102A. This F-102B was decided to adopt the MX-1179 system from the beginning, and the required performance was also different from the F-102A, so it was renamed to F-106. F-106A in June 1956. The new requirement performance was strict, was a maximum speed of Mach 2 or higher, an altitude of 21,300 meters or higher, and a combat radius of 378 kilometers or higher. The first mass-produced F-106A rolled out at Convair's San Diego plant in early December 1956. It made its maiden flight at Edwards Air Force Base on December 26, 1956. The second mass-produced aircraft also made its maiden flight at Lindbergh Airfield in San Diego on February 26, 1957. The flight tests were conducted with these two aircrafts. In flight tests, it was found that the required performance was not reached. The maximum speed was Mach 1.9 and the altitude of 17,370 meters was far below the target value. This problem was caused by the amount of air inflow required by the engine being too large compared to the design value, and was greatly improved by changing the design of the air intake. Other than that, there were no major problems with the aircraft, so there was little difference between the initial mass production type and the full-scale mass production type, and it became a successful example of the ideal quick Craigie plan. However, the commercialization of the MX-1179 Automatic Fire Control System (AWCS) was delayed, and it was completed at the MA-1 in 1958. Due to delays in development and soaring prices, the Air Force abandoned its original plan to deploy more than 1,000 F-106A aircrafts in its 40 squadron. Furthermore, at that time, there was a debate that the F-101B Voodoo, which was being deployed in parallel with the F-106A by the Air Force, could replace it. The USAF have strengthened the theoretical armament that the F-106A and F-101B have different characteristics and complemented each other, and prevented the cancellation of the F-106. However, in these discussions, the number of F-106s procured was greatly reduced, and the final number was 277 F-106As and 63 F-106Bs. Like the F-102, it has a tailless delta wing model. The main wing has a conical camber on the front edge to prevent wingtip stall, and the tailing edge is an aileron, which double as an elevator and aileron. Area rules were adopted for the fuselage from the beginning, and the air intake was also lowered to the vicinity of the front edge of the base of the main wing, resulting in its more sophisticated style. The nose was equipped with MA-1 AWCS, but it was a complicated system at that time, and it was heavy due to the use of vacuum tubes, and it had been repaired even after it was put into practical use. The MA1 AWCS is fully data-linked with the Semi-Automatic Ground Control Interception System (SAGE), and its combination with the F-106 autopilot system enable automatic interception on tracking or anticipatory collision courses. The F-106 has 7 head points, 1 under each of the main wings, and 5 at the bottom of the fuselage. Like the F-102, it would not be equipped with a fixed gun, but would be equipped with AIM-4E, 4F, 4G, Super Falcon air-to-air missiles, and AIR-2A Genie air-to-air nuclear warhead rockets in weapon bay. In the 1969 six-shooter project, it was possible to mount the M61 Vulcan gun on the lower fuselage, filling in the place of the AIR-2A, but only a few aircrafts were equipped. Although it was developed specifically for the purpose of being an interceptor, it had a low wing loading and a high thrust-to-weight ratio, which was unusual for a US Air Force aircraft at the time, and its fighting ability is surprisingly high. For example, it had nearly twice the wing area and was slightly lighter than the F-105 fighter bomber with the same engine. Although it was an expensive and low production aircraft, it has no chance to be put into actual combat as an air superiority fighter. But because it has similar characteristics to the MiG-21, it was used as an Aggressor aircraft for F-4. The acceleration and maneuverability of the F-106 were said to have made the F-4 pilot struggle. Many pilots described it as a fighter with the highest air combat capabilities in the USAF before the F-15. The F-106A was deployed to the 498th Combat Interceptor Squadron at Georgia Air Force Base in June 1959 and began alerting mission on October 31, 1959. By the end of 1959, 3 squadrons would switch to the F-106A and 21 squadrons would operate the F-106A. The F-106 was the flagship fighter of the Air Defense Force (ADC) and was deployed in the continental United States, Alaska, Iceland, and Canada to prepare for Soviet bombers flying across the Atlantic. It was also deployed in West Germany and South Korea for a short period of time. But as the threat of Soviet Air Force bombers attacking the US mainland diminished with the passing of time, the operation of USAF Interceptor fighter aircraft also changed. In June 1979, the ADC was dismantled and the F-106 was transferred to the Tactical Air Command (TAC) and the Air National Guard (ANG). In addition, ever after the F-106 and F-101 became obsolete, no full-scale air defense interceptor fighter was developed as a successor. The TAC's F-106 was retired from the combat when the 49th Combat Interceptor Excursion at Griffith Air Force Base was closed in July 1987. As a successor, the F-15 fighter, which had already been deployed to TAC, would be used as it is for interceptor mission. All ANG's F-106 were retired after the New Jersey ANG's 190th Intercept Excursion was in operation until August 1988. The successor was the F-16ADF, repair of an existing aircraft, which was an F-16 fighter with radar-guided missiles operation capabilities. The retired aircraft was refurbished to the Unmanned Target Aircraft QF-106 and was in use until January 1998. From its creation in 1921 to its mission change in 2008, the 101st was the mainstay of aerospace defense for the northeastern United States. The 101st was deployed during the Berlin Crisis to France and was also deployed to Panama during Operation Coronet Nighthawk. It's also participating in Operation Northern Watch. During the September 11th attacks, the 101st was the first Air Force unit to send aircraft toward New York City, but they arrived too late to help stop the attacks. Originally 572494, the 100th F-106 produced, was assigned to the 95th FIS in August 1959. On July 5, 1972, 57-2494 was received by the 101st FIS, where it flew until it was retired, to AMARC on December 29, 1987. It was later converted to a QF-106 target drone that was shot down by a Stinger missile on August 27, 1996. Base downsizing through the base realignment and closure (BRAC) process removed the 101st FYS's F-15C Eagle beginning in 2007, leaving the 101st with an intelligence gathering mission that would be fully active starting in 2010. Today, we looked 172 Convair F-106A Delta Dart 57-2494, 102nd FIW, 101st FIS, Massachusetts ANG, 15th April 1982, Cape Cod, from Hobbymaster. My airplane videos are available every Thursday. Hope to see you again soon. Subscribe. Break ready now!